Hi there, I'm bright, shiny, happy Deadpool.
And me, I'm dark. I'm gritty. You know, the DC Universe Deadpool.
Okay, people, today let's take a quick look at the Bandai S.H. Figuarts movie Deadpool 2. Yes, it is labeled Deadpool 2, and the figure is based on his look from Deadpool 2. But so was the first S.H. Figuarts movie Deadpool. In fact, I forgot all about this one. I've had this the whole time since it originally released, but I never opened it. So when I got this in the mail last week and it said Deadpool 2, I thought, did I miss out on Deadpool 1? What was going on? Oh, wait a second. No. This was in a pile over there. So this review is for this figure, but I will be opening this up and comparing the two. I'm pretty sure it's mostly the same sculpt. It's just different color and different accessories, or added accessories. Because looking in the package, you can already see the difference. Looking at that package, here's a picture of the figure, Bandai Namco, Deadpool 2, Marvel, Tamashii Nations, Bandai. On the side, same concept, different order. On the back, more promo pictures, all the accessories, legalese. Ages 15 and up, warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years. Oh, don't put these in your mouth. On the other side, more picture, more words, same thing up on top, different order, little bit of window on bottom. Here's your winning lottery numbers. Opening. Here's both packages side by side. Much lighter graphics to the first one. Deadpool 2, pictures on the back. The other side, it's almost like somebody flipped the lights off. Deadpool 2's package is slightly deeper. Both figures have the exact same layout, but Deadpool 2 has an extra gun tray that was not included with the first one. A Deadpool figure with no guns. How silly is that? But he does now, because I can give 2 of these to him and 2 of these to him, and then maybe 2 of them to the Marvel Legends Deadpool. It's almost like I was waiting to open this one until I got this one. It's fate. It was destiny. It was pure karma. Oh, well, I'm a liar. There is a new item in the Deadpool 2 package, the inhibitor collar. Oddly enough, it's in the exact spot that was just dead space in the first Deadpool package. Almost like this was planned. Or maybe it was just coincidence. And then, of course, there's instructions. Here's a table of contents. No, it's more of a checklist of everything that comes with the figure. You swap out the hands. There's the inhibitor collar. You swap out the eyes. Sword sheaths go on the back with the sword handles inside. Look like I have the fakey handles, and then you put the swords in the hands. Knife sheath for the boot with the knife. And then gun assembly. Put gun into hand. Holsters go on hip. Gun goes in holster. We'll get to that. And ooh-wee, what a figure. I think the way they actually marketed this figure is that it's Deadpool from the end of the movie. After the fires, the explosions, kind of that dark look that I think was more gray than this dark red. And then this Deadpool is from earlier in Deadpool 2. This is confusing, isn't it? There is some dirtiness to the black parts of this costume, and then, of course, the obvious darker, deeper red. Whereas on the first one, it had clean blacks and brighter reds, but it was dirty. You could see like these dry brush marks. Just hits all over. They both are from the second movie because of the extra detail on the shoulder straps. And then little costume tweaks from the first movie, although it doesn't have the silver backing to the gloves. That was a big thing from Deadpool 2. Not Deadpool 2 the figure, Deadpool 2 the movie. That these are both from. Also in Deadpool 2, there was some extra black detail work around the shin pads, and neither of these figures have that. But the way I remember the end of the movie, this should have been gray, or at least, well, undertones of red, of course, because it was just soot on top or burn marks and everything. I just know that the color of the reds and the dirtiness of the blacks is the only difference between these two figures. It's the same sculpt, same figure, same body, everything. I'm finding myself really liking the dirtiness of the black because it brings out some of that detail. It makes it easier to see. Here, the gloss, the glare, it kind of loses it. Especially at the head with the white eyes just jumping out at you. While you can see the textures, well, okay, the red is kind of easier to see than bringing this over, and it kind of gets lost in the brighter red. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just trying to compare 2 of the same figures that have slightly different colors to them. And if you get up close, you can see some dirtiness to the red. Here, appropriately so, because, again, fire. There's some texture to the reds, and then to the buckle work, and then these little silver paint hits I love. Shoulder pads, the armband, the wrist, the glove. Under here, there's the hip pad, And these pouches, Main Street, and all the details to the straps and the buckles and the seams, and again, more textures. Honestly, a lot of Marvel movies have done a great job of bringing comic costumes to the big screen. But when it comes to Deadpool, it's almost a whole nother level. There is so much love poured into this overall look. You can just feel it. You can see it. You can taste it. I do like how the comic book style belt buckles is still a bright red, just peering out from this sea of dark red and black. Again, with the silver paintwork, it just sets it off. And I'm liking the overall proportions. I gotta remember that in the Deadpool costume, it is slimming. I think of Ryan Reynolds as big and jacked, but then puts on the costume and it doesn't offset it. You can still see that he's muscular, but the costume just, it's so good. I harp on these a lot, these flaps that go back and forth with the leg, and sometimes they stay back there, and then you have an offset situation. He's hanging to the side. But honestly, with Deadpool, I don't know if it's the design itself or the way they integrated it into this body, but it's not as glaring as like Spider-Man's. I guess because Spider-Man doesn't have the belt and other things to kind of distract you from it. With Spider-Man's, it's just a skin-tight suit. You can't help looking at it. With Deadpool, I don't mind. And it's not because it's Deadpool, it's just because of the figure itself. For articulation, there is a ball at the top of the neck with this weird cup that goes into his head. Then there's a ball at the bottom of the neck, and if you get too rowdy there, like pushing way the hell back, the edge kind of catches on the body and sticks. And for a second you think, what? Go back! But it's just a simple matter of pushing it back in, and then you have full movement. You can look up and, oh, I just did it to myself again. Get back. And looks down. So much tilt. Where's Francis? There is a floating shoulder top situation that gets you some down, some forward, some back, some up. Then outside of that is a ball that rotates all the way around. The shoulder pad's a weird situation. You would think that would be a little more flexible to get out of the way of the shoulder. There's a hinge there, and you can bring it up, but then you gotta kind of get around it. Goes to about right there. Bicep swivel, double elbow, comes up most of the way. Swivel, hinge swivel at the wrist, so it goes one direction, and you can take it and turn it, and then turn the hand and go up and down, or you can keep going and go side to side, wherever you want to go. Dumbbell joint mid-torso with a ball at the waist, crunches to here, and then even more. Arcs back a little, there's some tilt, rotation. Hinge coming out to the hip, comes up to here, and then back, and then out. Swivel at the thigh, kind of angled up and then hidden by the hip pad, rotates. Double knee comes up to there. I was gonna joke around and make him kick his own ass, but as I'm doing that, check out the knee. What is that doing? It's kind of flexing the peg back, maybe something. I don't know what's going on. This is a separate piece that kind of floats between the shin and the foot with a hinge underneath that goes from here to here, some rocker to it, and then a toe joint that goes to there. Then there's all kinds of hands. There's a round grip, there is a flat hand, there is a big heart-making hand, there's a couple of trigger finger hands, there are splayed out hands, there are fists, there's thumbs up, and there's pointers. All in this nifty little tray to keep them all together. And that should be a simple matter of just popping the hand off. Are these separate pieces? No, okay, those are part of the sculpt, so those don't go flying away into the carpet monster. And then putting on the other, yeah, not a problem at all. And I'm putting on trigger finger hands because that's what I'm most excited about with a movie, Deadpool. Oh, I can't wait. Get on there. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me on camera. There we go, it went on. There's also this tool up in the corner of the hand piece, and that is for the removable eyes. And that's one thing I do not like. When I took the lid off the tray, these went flying around, and two of them went down under the body and over here, and I thought I lost them off the desk for a second. I wish those had a little tray to hold them like the hands do. That should just, yeah, pop right out. And they're so tiny, you gotta be careful with them. There's not a huge difference between all of them. There's the ones that came with it, there's slightly angrier eyes. Those don't look much different at all. And then there's smiling eyes. Plus you can mix and match with it. Oh, see, come here. What are you going? Oh, you know what? Putting these in now, it does look more like the head of the first one. I think that's the eyes that come on it in the package. There's Deadpool super happy. He gets to shoot other characters on the shelf now. Oops. And don't put them in backwards. And then there's slightly more closed eyes that look kind of crooked. Did I mix and match them, or is that paint off right there? But I think I'm sticking with the first ones because, I don't know. The inhibitor collar looks really, really good. There's that red dot on the side and the silver clasps, and same thing on the other side. There we go. Yeah, that's not bad. They did the same thing with the knife sheath that they did with the swords. There's a fake one in there, and you have to swap this out with the empty one if you want to put the knife in the hand, I guess. And that's pretty simple, just a blade with a handle. Wait, there's a hole in the top of that. You can put the... What? Then what's the purpose of this? That's tight. That's not falling out. It does kind of stick up. You can see some silver, but... Oh, nope, not anymore. Haha. There's the sword sheaths, and in the package, it has the fake handle stuck in there. So right off the bat, you just take the peg, plug it into the back. It's very thin. I don't want to pull down here. Afraid I'm going to snap it, but... Whoa, once that goes in, okay, yeah, very tight fit, very nice. And then there's two swords, again, kind of plain, but there is some angle to the blade, and there's some red down here by the guard, and then the wraps around the handle. Kind of loose in the trigger finger hand. But the whole point of this release is this. Finally, a movie Deadpool with guns. And hey, the guns get their own carrying case too. Why don't the eyes? There are 3 sets. There's 2 pistols with the blast effect, there's 2 pistols with smoke, and then just 2 pistols. Those are just to hold or to go in the holsters. Oh, okay, the smoke is a little much. Ooh, and look at that. That just finishes it off. That is icing on the cake. That sells it. And of course they are backwards compatible. You can take a pair and give them to the first SH Figuarts Deadpool. And they're not half bad for the Marvel Legends Deadpool either. Both these Deadpools are so happy to have guns that they're not letting go of them. Size-wise, SH Figuarts Deadpool stands at almost exactly 6 inches tall, which is shorter than your Hasbro Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and Domino. But that's just a normal thing. SH Figuarts does usually run a little small. Actually, isn't Reynolds like 6'3" or something? So the Figuarts run slightly smaller than 1/12 scale, and Legends runs right at 1/12, I guess. It looks way better with other SH Figuarts figures, although, is Bucky supposed to be that tall and big? Also gonna run small next to your Medicom Mafex like in-game Cap and Iron Man. Definitely smaller than the larger than 1/12 scale comic book Marvel Legends, but with Star Wars Black Series, I may have to have one of these Deadpools hanging out over on that shelf. What, he's an intergalactic mercenary, you know? Maybe he's hunting somebody down. Bounty Hunter Guild. So at the end of the day, oh, hot dang, Deadpool's armed. I kind of wish the bright red one was first movie, and I guess it could be, except for the shoulder strap thing and some little slight, subtle differences. And then when it comes to the darker one, I wish it was more gray. That would separate it even more and fit my memory. Hasbro did the same thing with Marvel Legends. They re-released the movie Deadpool in the darker red color scheme and not the gray color. I don't know why. Just, are they waiting? Is that going to be the refresher when it comes time for the new movie? I wouldn't mind a gray one, just to finish out the first 2 movie looks, or well, first movie. You know what I mean. But then wait a little bit, give us the 3rd movie, whatever's coming next, in figure form. Because I gotta think, if Bandai released another Deadpool that sells on this was okay, same thing for Hasbro, it's Deadpool. I know people get sick of Deadpool, but there's also people that can never get sick of Deadpool. Give me all the Deadpools. I'll take these, and those, and the comic book ones, and everything.